Welcome back to day 12 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. I'm over 50 films now, so I'm definitely on pace to get over 100, maybe 130 this month. On the 12th, I got in 5 films. Let's dispense with the worst one first, and that is 2002's Deadly Species, which I watched off of this 8 pack. Just don't. That's don't. It's 90 minutes of torture. I never heard of this guy. Daniel Springen directed it. He's done a bunch of shot on video, independent filmmaker. But basically, this is a film where you've got some people that look like they were rejects from the Cinemax After Dark type actors, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. And they go to the Everglades to hunt down and search for a reptile man, if you will. And the reptile man, I have a soft spot for guys in monster suits, but this was bad. And apparently they were going to do CGI, and they just didn't have the money, or something went wrong, and they ended up with these suits which look ridiculous. And the story is ridiculous, and the acting is ridiculous. Just don't. It's a 1 out of 10. Let's move on. Next up, let's talk about these. So, I think I showed this off earlier, the Gamera set from Arrow, which is really nice. I still prefer individual cases to this kind of stuff, but where you got the insert, the sleeve, I don't like that, but whatever. I've been through this whole set, and except for the last 2 films, I'm working on those now, and those are the 2 I watched yesterday. First up is Gamera Revenge of Iris, Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris, and that was 1999. I'm going to tell you that I honestly think that's one of the best kaiju movies ever made. I think that's the pinnacle of kaiju. Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris. It's got some incredible special effects and incredible camera angles, just inventive. I mean, you feel like you're in the middle of a monster battle. I mean, you really do. It's probably the closest thing to a kaiju masterpiece that I can think of. With the except maybe Godzilla 1954 would be the one exception better than that. But that Gamera 3 is just such a great movie, and really, the modern trilogy of Gamera 1, 2, and 3 are just fantastic films. Really fantastic film. I give it a 9 out of 10. Just a masterpiece. A great. The battle scene in the stadium, if anybody's seen Gamera 3, it's just awesome. It's just spectacular. It really is. And then we plummet, I really believe plummet's the right word, to Gamera the Brave 2003. And man, what a limp-wristed way to follow up Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris. They go back to the kid's storyline dominating it, and they go back to a kiddie-looking Gamera. It sucked. It just sucks. And maybe it wouldn't suck so much if it wasn't on the heels of such a fantastic Gamera movie, but and maybe I'm punishing the movie more because of what it follows than it deserves, but it doesn't work for me at all in any way, shape, or form. I give it a 4 out of 10. Next up is a film that I grew up with, and that is Destroy All Monsters, 1968. I think this Monster Mash is one of the best in the Toho portfolio. And there's some I've watched this numerous times. In fact, I owned as a kid the 8mm. Super 8 millimeter of Destroy All Monsters, and I wore that thing out, watching it over and over and over. The battles are great. The entrance of King Ghidorah and the camera angles of some of those was very ambitious for Toho at the time, and for the kind of production values and money that they put into those films. It was very ambitious. The battle scenes are great. I love the interactions between the monsters. I mean, it's just a monster mash. As a kid, I mean, it's just I love it. I love it. Now, if you didn't grow up with this film, it's not going to resonate with you, I don't think, as much as it does me. But I still think it's one of the best of the Toho. And I did you can go back and look at the. I did ranking of the Toho Showa era Godzilla films. If you want to look at my rankings on all the Godzilla Showa era films, you're welcome to do that. But obviously, this is top 5 stuff, I believe. I actually re-listened to the commentary track on here, which is very good. Let's see. Last but not least is 2019's Doctor Sleep. I finally got around to watching this. First time watch. And I think it's an excellent... Mike Flanagan, the director, did an excellent job reimagining kind of the ending to the original Shining in respect of Stephen King's, I think, concerns about fire versus ice. People that have seen it and know what I'm talking about. I liked it. I thought it was very, very good. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it's a little overindulgent. I still think at 2.5 hours it's overindulgent. But I really liked it. I liked the storyline where you've got basically you've got the modern day. This is carrying forward the kid to adulthood and his story. But you've got a cult that's basically trying to capture people that have the shine and suck that energy out of them in a bid to become immortal. Basically, that's it. It's very good, and I think it's I like the story. I like the acting was fantastic in it. There's some genuinely scary moments, I would say, well, not scary, but creepy moments. I just thought probably my only complaint is it's at 2.5 hours, a little self-indulgent. But other than that, I think it's an outstanding sequel, and Mike Flanagan needs to be given his kudos because that's kind of hard to do. It's hard to follow up Stanley Kubrick. I admire him just for trying. So, I give this an 8 out of 10. All right, that's going to do it for day 12. Appreciate you watching.